Hey guys, good afternoon. It's Angelo Christian Financial. Thank you so much for watching our podcast, Real Estate Insider, where America goes for funding. For the last 20 years, we're a direct nationwide lender specializing in commercial and residential funding. You can call or text our number at the office above. We're open 7 days a week for you at 832-431-6331, or in the YouTube channel, you can click on the link below to get signed up to get pre-approved. We've shot over 750 videos on our podcast. Been lending for nearly 2 decades, guys, right here in Texas, and we lend nationwide with our programs. And we come with great content. We really try to be innovative and come up with great ideas to teach you guys, to educate, to empower. So the big thing that we're talking about today is, how long do you have to be at your job for to get a loan? This is a big topic. One of the things that we see all too often is that people are transferring jobs, moving from one job to another. And we get this question probably, 100 times a week about, hey, Angelo, how long do I have to be at my job for before I can get a loan? So I'm going to answer that question for you guys today, because that way you're going to know, because the whole thing is about being proactive when you're buying a house or getting a loan. So what we don't want to have you do is apply for a loan or go under contract, and that you're reactionary in getting your loan and you're constantly juggling or fumbling to try to close. You want to be, with buying a house and getting a loan, you want to be very proactive, very, very strategic, very methodical. You want to have all your credit ready, your income documents, your pay stubs, your taxes, your financials, your credit, your bank statements. All this stuff has to be in order. You just can't go under contract to buy a house and then think you're just going to magically close. It doesn't work like that. So, the biggest thing that there's a huge dispel or a confusion about is people think they have to be at their job for 2 years in order to get a loan, a home loan. And that's just not true. You don't have to be at the same job for 2 years to be able to get a home loan. Okay, so I'm going to break this down to make it more readily understandable, because while you do need to have either 2 years of work or school history combined, you do not have to have 2 years of the same job. Okay, so you can go from one employer to another employer, provided that you have a 2-year total work history or two-year total school history. Now, the key thing is that what you don't want to do is change the nature of your employment from self-employed to employee, or vice versa, in the middle of a loan process. That's not a good thing to do. So in other words, let's say that you work as a manager at a hotel and then you become a self-employed truck driver. Well, you're going to have to wait at least 2 years before you can get a loan as a self-employed truck driver. Okay, so don't do that if you're trying to buy a home, because it's going to mess up your deal big time. Okay, so if you're trying to get a home loan and you're W-2'd, either salary or hourly, or you're W-2'd employee, you can just have 2 years of total work history. Okay, if you're if you stay in that same line of work. Now, if you change lines of work, let's say that you're an insurance agent and then you become a car salesman, and now you're W-2 but you're commission only, you have to be at that new job commission only for at least a minimum of 1 year before you can buy a house. You can't buy a house, you started selling cars a month ago and get approved to buy a home. It doesn't work like that. You have to be at the job for at least 1 year, that even though you're a W-2 employee, and even though you have a 2-year work history, you changed industries. When you change an industry, you have to be at that new job if you're commissioned for at least a year. Now, if you're salaried, you can be at that new job for at least a month, and you can be able to buy your home. So keep that in mind, guys. So I know this is confusing, and there's a lot of moving parts here, but if you're changing jobs, one of the things that I like to look at is, like, don't rock the boat. Like, when you're buying a house, you don't want to rock the boat too much. If you're changing jobs, let's say you're a filmmaker and then you went into pharmaceutical, and pharmaceuticals all commission now, you're going to have to be at that job all commission for at least a year. But if it's salary or hourly, you could be at that job for just 30 days and be fine. But remember, if you become self-employed, you have to be self-employed for at least 2 years to be eligible to get a home loan. Okay? So just keep this in mind, because it's very, very important, because, I see this, literally 100 times a week, where people will change from one industry to another and just think, oh yeah, I can get a loan now. No, you can't, because there's rules and there's regulations and requirements. And also, if you're self-employed, I see this a lot. A lot of people, they'll quit their job, become self-employed because they can make more money, but then they want to get a home loan. I'm like, look, it's not my rules. These are lender regulations. you're going to have to be self-employed for at least 2 years before you can get a home loan, right? So this is an important thing, guys, because what you don't want to do is have the wrong expectations. You go under contract and then the deal doesn't close because you haven't been at your job long enough. So the whole thing is we want to educate you and empower you so you are successful when getting your home loan, because that's what it's all about, is making you happy to take your life to the next level. That's what we're all about here with our company. So if we can help you, remember, we're direct nationwide commercial residential lender. You can call or text us at the number above, 832-431-6331. Or in the YouTube description, you can actually click on the link to get signed up to get there pre-approved. Please give us a big thumbs up on the YouTube channel. And then also share this with any friends or family you know that's looking to get information on a home loan. That's why we're here to help you guys. So I really appreciate you watching the channel. Thank you so much. And check out my next video, and thank you. Bye-bye.